second grade. And we're on there, and this bus driver narrates the whole thing. And he's like, all right, kids, you ready to get on some LSD? And we're like, we all look at each other like, what the hell is he talking about? Like, adults that are chaperoning this. He's like, Lakeshore Drive. You're like, oh my God, come on. So I got you guys with that one. He got me with that one.
Yeah, that was good.
I'll get on Lakeshore Drive. Walk the beaches there. Go to the beaches there. Go to the pier. Go to Viagra Triangle is what they call it. Russian Division. The streets rush and division when they meet.
Okay. Make a triangle.
Yep. There's some good restaurants there. Sit Logan outside or get a table outside, have a bite. And, around 2:00 in the afternoon is always fun. 3:00.
Lakeshore by the beaches are nice. That's where I hung out last summer.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful out there, right? It's I don't know about getting in the water, if people really do that, but it's just nice to kind of sit out there, city views and beach at the same time. It's a great city. Great city. Dakota, have you been to Chicago before?
Yeah, but not for pleasure. Not karaoke night, LSD. We're gonna have some fun, Jay. We're gonna.
So at Lakeshore Drive, I've heard people say that before. I had an idea what you're talking about, but I have a personal pet peeve for abbreviations that are just as many syllables as the word itself. You don't need LSD because Lakeshore Drive is also the same.
Oh, I totally
energy to say.
I totally agree. It's people in Chicago call it Lakeshore. That's what I always say. Lakeshore. We also call it Shy City, not Chicago. That's just in my network.
I love MP Chicago. I'm making a coffee book about MP Chicago.
Nah, you guys are more Chicago than I am. I moved to your great city.
Danielle says no Shy City. No Shy City. Chi-Town. What about Chi-Town? Does that work? I tweeted Chi-Town yesterday, and if it doesn't work, Danielle, it's probably too late to edit the tweet.
Danielle says no Shy City. Okay. I mean, I would take a poll that Shy City is. It's like SF. You don't say San Francisco. You don't say San Fran. If you're from who hears you say SF. People that are
San Fran sometimes.
Yeah, the SF people make fun of the San Fran people.
From what all dorks, so whatever.
So it's a good comeback. We were dork.
Well, here we go. Danielle says no Chi-Town. JD says shy anything is totally cringe. All right, so this is good to know. If I don't want to get in trouble walking around saying, welcome to Chi-Town.
I'm very, because these are Chicago people, and I've been there 18 years, and I've been using Shy City. I've been called I'm like the guy in San Francisco who's been there for 20 years, calling it San Fran. They're like, dude, photographer's doesn't get it.
Show up, wear a Bulls jersey. Everyone's fine.
SF, the city
should be good. MP, with this trade you got on, would you add to this at all? Just kind of letting it work?
No,
I'm probably about to get stopped out here.
Yeah, I'm just risking what.
Yeah. Accept the risk.
There's definitely buying pressure in here that just holding this up, or sellers just aren't interested.
Gold's not doing anything either. I thought gold might be selling off a little bit more than what we're seeing too.
Also have your buddy go to the Board of Trade if they can. I mean, Sears Tower, looking out that glass window is cool. Once.
Yeah, I've done that before too. It's pretty cool. MP, since you're becoming a pilot, I don't know if you're on the schedule to come in next week, but could you have your flight instructor just say, hey, let's do a test flight to Chicago on Wednesday? I'd love to meet you. I'd love to meet you out there.
Oh, I get where you're going.
Flying yourself in. Yeah.
I mean, I should run it past him.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I filled out paperwork thus far and got a whole tutorial on presentation with him. So now I'm going to start really pushing some tough questions at him. Like, hey, why don't we just make this a Chicago trip tomorrow?
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Welcome back, Dre.
Yes, thank you. 60-64 still grinding here. What is this, man?
Yeah.
Markets are changing.
Going for new highs. Why not?
Hey, you know how much this simulator is to use, the flight simulator? It's $85 each time. I thought it was interesting. I'm like, to use your simulator is $85. So he's like, yeah, it's $250,000 instrument.
For an hour?
Yeah.
That seems pretty cheap, actually. I was expecting it to be more than that.
Is it like a full blown cockpit? Like, or is it
Yeah,
just,
yeah. Well, yep.
damn, $85?
Mhm.
Going to the arcade.
Brand new. It's sitting in the middle school. I'm like the middle school or whatever. They're combined, high school and middle school.
Wait,
yes, man. You should see this place.
the middle school has a flight simulator? I missed that part.
Yeah, well, the middle school, the high school are connected, so they must have had an open room that they put it in. I don't know. He's like, it's in there. I'm like, what?
Does Chicago still have
Middle-
that island airport from old? No, it is now a music venue.
Daily bulldozed the runways one night.
Middle of the night.
Oh.
Meg's Field.
Yeah.
That what's it called?
Power
Blue
move.
Island.
Now it's northerly.
Meg's Field. Yeah, Andre's right.
That's a great place to watch. That is really cool. Also, come to Lala. Lala is a great place to watch in Grant Park.
It is.
Lollapalooza.
Saw a little bit of a private killer show at Northerly Island
Yeah,
a
we
long
did.
time ago.
Yeah, we did.
All right, take a look at some of these markets. This tilt, this is the longest we have seen. I want to say a 70+% long tilt. ES, NASDAQ, heck, gold. Like, look, we got crude 74% short. We're just hanging out right now. This is interesting.
Nothing. Slow grind higher. Zombie rally. MP called it.
Yeah,
These are the toughest days to trade.
yeah. Again, we got the 10-year auction at the top of the hour. What else we got on tap for the day? We have, man, it is a Dakota and Jay takeover. But we got Rising Star Chad Nash joining us with Dakota and Hogue. Lunchbox Trading. Hoop, Jay and Vince. More Jay and Dakota for Back to the Futures. And we got
10 years
Dakota,
at noon, right?
10 years at high noon. Man, Jack, when that 20-year auction, when we had a little bit of a, I don't know, bluster, if you will, I thought we were on to something. Moody's downgraded us.
Shorts had more ammo back then. They've been so beaten into the ground. There's got to be some, some negative news of some kind for them to get back on their feet, right? Like, I don't know. Shorting's tough.
Seems like, yeah.
Every gift's getting bought up.
Tell me about
every
it.
time I establish a new level where I want to buy it, I have to adjust it again like a couple days later.
Seems like the trade. What was that? A little bit of felt like a wiggle there. Even the tariff headlines have kind of dissipated in terms of what the markets, if they're reacting at all. As I say that, we'll see a Twitter beef break out and watch Tesla break by. Oh, by the way, the poly market, did Elon officially apologize?
I saw that.
I won. That's a slight apology.
Is that okay?
that.
Time out. Wait, hold. Is that an apology?
What I miss?
Well,
How does poly market work? It was like, what did he use the word "I apologize"? Does he have to say that?
he said, "I regret," I believe, or
I'm going. Let's see.
He regrets.
I want to
something
get
like
paid. I said, "Oh no, it's never gonna happen." I'm like, dude, it's just he's still a kid at heart, and he's just super rich. So he's gonna be a kid at heart because he can do whatever he wants. So there's no restraining these folks.
They resolved at least one market. Will Elon or Trump apologize first? And they resolved it to Elon, but this is a very small market.
Oh, then I win. Who bet me?
Wait, let me.
I
don't know.
Who bet me?
I don't think anyone took it.
my order's still working. I never got filled. Like, yes, I'm in the money.
Declaring victory. Just declaring victory against everyone. Yes.
I was like yesterday, the day before. I'm like, he'll do it in June.
God, they have 4 million
600.
volume each week in. I don't know if I want to advertise any of this, but they have
Incredible.
4 million volume
4 million.
in markets for each week of buckets of the number of tweets from Elon Musk.
Incredible. You think this is going to keep growing, Michael? You think these what are they calling it? Future props? What are they calling these? Prediction markets?
Prediction markets. Yeah, they're here to stay. There's so many things you can do. All it is literally putting your money where your mouth is.
something. The
Could
other
be a
side.
great hedge too. Great hedge.
How would you use it? What kind of hedge would you use? If
You can see there's interest rates. You can see I seen there's interest rates on there. So if you are,
that's what Fed fund futures are for, no?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways to do that.
yeah, it's just another tool, right? It's just
Absolutely.
another example.
Absolutely.
I think that it's definitely a place where it's interesting for people that can find. There's probably tons of inefficiencies there that people are trying to weed out.
You got it.
Yeah, you could do the happiness hedge. You know, you vote
That
for
used to be
one.
the way it like
Yeah.
predict it back in the day when it was still open and technically was running as like an experiment by some university in New Zealand. The limits were very low. It was like you couldn't do $800 on any one bet. And so what happened was just like very inefficient markets, right? Because a whale couldn't come in and push it right. So that was like the golden age of small time prediction market trading.
Nadex.
Wait, hold on. That was started when? Prediction market?
Predicted, I mean, I don't know, probably at least 6 years ago. I don't know how long it was around, but they got shut down, I think, or they're close to it.
The founder of Kalshi is a very, very smart woman. I was in Boca at the FIA event, which is where all the futures and derivatives and clearings and exchanges and brokerages and IBs and props. We were the first online retail prop one that's there. I think they're going to see a lot more there because they're starting to open up to that prop world. So we were there, getting more and more familiar with everybody in the industry. Kalshi spoke. Robinhood was there speaking about prediction markets. And then Susquehanna was talking about making markets, partnering with Kalshi on prediction markets and the algo that they do to make markets. So Susquehanna was there. Susquehanna guys is a big trading group that are market makers kind of in every market.
One of the biggest.
Yeah. So they're like, well, we had to figure out how to make markets and I mean, market makers are there when nobody else is there. That's kind of the whole thing about market makers, right?
Yeah.
You
Market maker rates.
You got to be able to lay that off.
Get that rebate, man. Get that rebate. Eldorado was all about that rebate. For prediction markets, Michael, where do they think the first, what do you call it? First bet, first event, or Jack as well. What elections? Where the biggest draw be in prediction markets? Something
It's
like
elections,
it's
for
elections,
sure, or at least it was when I was doing it.
And movies, then probably, right?
Look, what's up?
Oscars and stuff like that.
Yeah, those are smaller markets, but it was really like Congress, Senate, presidential elections, like U.S. ones were massive.
So you do the happiness hedge. You vote for the candidate you want to win, and then you place a wager on the candidate you do not want to win. Either way, you're happy. If the candidate you don't want to win wins,
how many people are going to bet on that and then not go vote?
Well, I mean, you
a lot of them aren't in the U.S.
I did my duty. I'm short.
Short the opponent.
There was some French guy who had like 38 million in bets on Trump winning the election.
I remember that.
Yeah, and like he won, and it was like the way he talked about it was, you think like, oh, they must have something inside. He was just like on vibes. It was awesome. He made a lot of money.
Did he say how much he made on his bet? Like risk to reward there, risking 38 million to make 3 million. That would be a pretty poor risk to reward ratio.
Yeah, I would think he made probably less than double because Trump was favorite for so long, but it's still a lot of money.
Yeah, it is.
It's amazing. We got Euro close in about 24 minutes, and let's take a look at some of these price equities. 22,057 last trade in the NASDAQ. 60.63 last trade in ES. About 12 points to go for the highs that printed off that CPI print. What do we have tomorrow? We got CPI. That means PPI should be right around the corner. We have Oracle earnings after the bell as well. Yeah,
to this point, poly markets and all this prediction stuff, it is to me and this is kind of how they put it, and I'm going to say a kind of a bad way. They didn't say this on stage, but it's the gateway drug into the trading world. It will be the gateway. They used to be like kind of micros or binary options. Well, I guess it was micros, I think. Like, hey, try a little bit of this. Try a little bit of this. You know where I'm going here. Like, ooh, and then you get them hooked, and then next thing you know, so that's what they're kind of saying. Like, top of the funnel is prediction markets. Anybody has an opinion on Oscars to election, and then they start to get familiar with that, and then they start to get familiar with the futures market is going to be in. So it's the biggest thing I think that's going to hit the futures market. That and single stock futures. When we're all able to trade in here, Tesla.
Bringing those back?
Or they're bringing back. Yes.
That's what quad witching was, right? The option. All right, little bit of selling here. Heads up. So where they want to take this 60.59. Down about
order filled
in the ES on this 5-minute candle. Nasdaq trying to take it a little bit lower here. Down.
All right,
let's go. Come on now.
All right, let's get out of the way. Andre, just shut up. Just let the market do what it's going to do. Get Jerome. 60.56. ES seeing a little bit, or Nasdaq saw. I'll call it.
There could be. This is guess who's causing this?
Huh?
What?
Andre, I'll give you one guess. Someone from the Trump administration talked. Who do you think it was?
Percent? No, Lutnick. This is gotta be a Lutnick.
This is a
Lutnick.
Lutnick. You can say China tariff levels won't change from here. So Lutnick is saying that 55 is where we're going to be.
Okay. We have a deal, but the tariffs. Okay. Yeah. Lutnick. Here we go. They've agreed.
Lutnick.
You again, Lutnick.
Is it gridlock?
Every time Lutnick speaks, what is it, Jack? Percent?
Buy?
5%. B for buy.
Yes.
Okay, so what's the plan? What's the game plan for this sell-off? Are we going to be buying this dip?
I'm short 10 from S&P's from 60.
From 60. All right, let's 60.
Sorry, from 62 half.
Hell yeah. All right, Mike, let's walk this trade. Let's take some part.
No, but I was already down. I'm up 4,500 unrealized, but I'm down 1,600 realized.
Shave. All right, let's go overnight.
I'll bring it down to a 5 lot. Okay,
that trade got to within 5 ticks of my stop. Thank you, Lutnick.
You knew it was right around the corner.
Thank you.
All right, still selling off here. Let's get back to 22,000 evens. Now 21,990 prints are selling off here. Lutnick hitting the wire.
Yeah, just trail the rest, Michael. Like,
yeah. Short 10?
I was short 17 total.
Okay.
Up there, and I was unrealized.
Order
down
filled.
5, which I didn't want to do.
That's that shit I don't like.
All right.
Go.
But now I'm unrealized 1,800.
MP, are you sharing your
realized up 1,000. So I shaved some off.
Nice.
Good shave. Dip fire back.
We're going to go look at tilt. Tilt flat now. 50-50 ES. 50-50 NASDAQ. Okay. Still 74% short in the right to overnight view up. Right to overnight view.
S&P stuff too. I don't trade the NASDAQ anymore, Andre. It's child's play.
Mohammed's having a bit of a revelation of that as well. He is realizing that it's just
I'll be the last man standing.
It's a great
Dakota will die on this island.
What'd he say?
I'll be the last man standing.
On NASDAQ. NASDAQ. I'm not dealing with that anymore. That's just it. John says heart palpitations. What's that? Heart, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need it. I'm 46. If you're in your 40s, you should trade the S&P. How about that? That's a new rule.
17 of them.
Who bought 17?
Great question.
I'd rather have it because of the size rather than just the way it moves.
Yeah. We're talking. All right, Lutnick. We are not going to give China our best chips. The CPI show this is percent. Okay, we got Lutnick and percent. All right, percent. CPI showed yet another fantastic inflation number. Lutnick. China said that a fentanyl halt is not on the table. And we're going back and forth here. Lutnick, U.S. and China have a positive view. Sorry, we got Lutnick coming in hot right
Dueling
now.
advisors.
Yep. Ludnick, we use plane parts as a bargaining tool. Is any 24-hour window is incorrect way to. Wow, this is Basent. Oh, we got back and forth going. Come on, I got to keep up here. We got both Ludnick and Basent speaking right here. Let's see when Basent headline hits. If we go higher, if a Ludnick headline hits, we go lower. But we did see a bit of a bounce off overnight view up in the NASDAQ. That was 21,985. Last trade 22,020.
This is what we were looking for, a sell-off for a buying opportunity, and that was, sure enough, a buying
right off that view up,
opportunity.
yeah.
You had to sit on Top Step TV. If you weren't on Top Step TV, you were blown out of that trade or in a really bad emotional state.
Mm-hmm. Who in
had to
chat
have-
bought the dip?
You
That's
had
the
to talk
question.
about other things during that grind up.
What were we
I
talking
bet-
about?
I bet half the chat maybe bought that dip. Let me. I want to see who in the
That'd have been a
chat
nice
bought
buy.
the dip.
Look at that.
Jack and I was talking about it on the way up.
You did say, right, whenever we get a tape bomb, right, is that the dip buy opportunity? That's exactly what it is, right? Look at that volume on the last 3-minute candle. That's not sustainable. Right? That just came out of nowhere. But I'm out of that trade. I'm flat plus $100. But
I got
Yeah,
a
there's the
feeling algos are getting smoked. Do you got a feeling algos are getting smoked?
Yeah, they don't stay on very long if they're getting smoked.
Yeah, it's true.
During April, they were getting rolled in April. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
you could
Absolutely.
tell because there's the bids and offers on the order book, which
Vapor.
everybody should have level 2 data. You got to pay for that one. Top Step gives you level 1 for free. It's like $35 something. That's a pass through of what CME charges. You see the order book deeper than the level 1, level 2, deeper than the best bid, best offer.
What's
right.
everybody buying the dip?
We got percent. Yeah. What are you seeing there in the chat, Dakota? I see a lot of people. But
Everybody, there's a lot of traders watching that was able to get into a good position on that sell-off. A lot of traders were getting in at 22,000 evens, 20. Yeah, wow, impressive.
stuff. Someone said, "Yeah,
It's easy. I will buy the dip.
there it is." Just
Easy.
one tape
question in
bomb
the
around.
chat here. What do you guys use to get your news so quickly?
I don't know what quickly, but we use financial juice.
I use Top Step TV.
Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah, great answer, Michael.
It's you can't do CNBC. They'll be talking about something off the wall. Investing, you need to be like people that are hyper focused on active trading, and that's Top Step TV.
Rico, like
CL Trader, there does seem to be, and this is just anecdotal from what I've seen, different numbers of levels in level 2 for various products. Like the ES one goes on forever.
NASDAQ, not so much.
We have, and guys, you just stay tuned into Top Step TV because I've been approving these the kind of expensive licensing agreements with channels that have all the media, like, so then we can pump media into here. We can put streaming, in the White House videos. We can have, I think you guys, have we talked about any of that?
When they're available, yeah.
Behind the scenes, yes, we are getting a
Also,
fully robust.
if we go to
fully
my
robust.
screen to point out something interesting, this is
Yeah.
just a casual, interesting thing. Went to the top. We apparently have like 100 points of level 2 data. Up at the top end of it, somebody has broken up orders in a very methodical way. A 5 lot, then a 12 lot, alternating every tick.
Look at that.
What is going on here? 12, 12, 12, 12, 12. Like,
Starting at,
and these are 100 points off the market.
61.45 up there.
Holding that Q position.
There is
Fulfilling their role
Geraldo.
as a market maker.
yeah.
Yeah.
But yes, Michael, Top Step TV is getting weird. The most robust newswire services, cameras, boots on the ground, access all around the globe. We are working on that. It's going to. Damn,
I mean, it's a 6-figure contract that we have to pay to get this, just the data feed alone. But we'll have, like, literally access to so much that we can be your real time. We'll have real time, and it's going to be relevant to things that you're trading,
absolutely,
or that may affect the things that you're trading.
Yep.
And also, I don't know.
Yeah,
What else
absolutely.
we get
elections.
We're not going to tell you who we're getting it off from, right? I don't know. Well, Reuters, is that we get a feed
That's
from
what we're using
Reuters
for right now. We don't need to say anything else right now, Mike. Always
We
right now
don't need to give
cover-
those other TV guys who just follow our coattails
Yeah.
the strategy. Whoa, they said they.
Sounds good. Yes, we'll have cameras, especially boots on the ground on all 7 continents. We are going full blown news. Are we a news source now, Michael? Are we a news network? I don't want to say that.
I don't know. Speaking of boots on the ground, my wife needs my boots at the airport, so I got to go.
All right, did you close out this trade?
Hold on. Yeah.
Just close
I'm
it.
realized 900, but unrealized 400. I'm just getting out of this flat now.
Thank you.
Okay, up 1300.
Michael, safe travels. Nice trade. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff, guys.
Show some
Even
fun.
even boring markets can be fun. Tradertainment, I like it. You guys have a good day.
He's in a good
Yeah,
mood.
see you later, man.
DMV.
Later, man.
Take
Safe
care.
travels. Talk to you later. Yeah, Michael is out of here. All right, we got Dakota. We got Jack in the house coming into
Oh,
Euroclose
man.
at about 12. He's got to fly the plane. No, he's not ready for that just yet. But
Buy the dip, man. Buy the freaking dip.
Right off of
That
Portland,
was
wet, man.
a beautiful example. Jack and I, we talked about it, looking for that tape bomb to buy it. The hardest part about buying it, though, Jack, is how big of a dip is it going to be, right?
Yes.
Because when it comes, it's very fast, very rapid, and violent, and so stops getting hit, traders bailing, and then here we are right back up. I mean, in the Nasdaq, 22,000 040s, and so how do you buy it is probably just as important of the idea of buying it.
I mean, the
And
only trade today, Dakota, that I was really thinking about taking but got scared off it was like the reacceptance coming on the way back up of the bottom of the CPI candle. But I was looking back through it, and even that trade, like I would have probably needed 8 to 10 points in the ES of risk on it. So I don't know if it would have worked out or not for us.
Yeah, I didn't. I was waiting for an opportunity. I didn't get one. It was a complete V shape, right? There was no reversal. There's no hesitation or consolidation before we started to rally. We just basically we hit 986 and just V shape, just straight up, and then just a little bit of chop and grinding up since. So I know there's a couple traders in the chat, which is true. Some great suggestions. You either need a great location or you need a wide stop. And that's what you kind of have to do is you either need a wide stop trying to buy a dip like this, have a wider stop, or be very accurate with the location of where you're buying it at. It's like catching a falling knife in a way if you don't have a process to buy a dip.
Unless something concrete and bad happens, I feel like the shorts are just so uncommitted. Like they get it down there and then are immediately looking to get out when it bounces a little bit because it's just been traumatizing on these dip buys.
Just like that.
They're fueling the fire.
Nah, it's all good, Danielle. Yes, they are 60.59. 60.59. Is that the only sell for getting? We had that long tilt. That didn't really see the turnaround. You heard Jay talking about volume drying up, but then we just kind of hung out. And then we got the Lutnick headline. What was it? Jack, 55%? Is that the number now that we're stuck on?
That's my understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack, like you said, right? Shorts want to get out right away. For that trade, could I have wanted it to go lower? I could have, but there's that momentum died right away, right at that VWAP, unsustainable volume. Just not a lot to hold on to for shorts right now, and it really hasn't been since. If we look at it on a daily chart, since the president said it's you better buy stocks or it's a great time to buy. Since then, we've just been moving to the upside. Hard to short this.
Besides the day after.
Right.
That was when we nearly got our circuit breaker.
Right.
Yeah, we never.
But yeah, it's been so overwhelmingly bullish that
it's the market, man. The market is resilient. It pretty much can withstand. I don't want to say that. It's very resilient, and there's a natural bid. And like I said, after COVID, I am a perma bull. There's pretty much nothing.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, you think
The
through
economy shut
everything
down.
that
Everything stopped for 2 months. literally business has stopped. And then 6 trillion, Daddy Powell, money printer go burr. And yeah,
As
you
they
know,
point out, it bounced off of yesterday's high. That might be the next place I look if we do get a pullback when it crosses back through, maybe.
okay.
That's also basically the 60-50 options level in the SPX.
Okay. 60 last trade. Get Oracle earnings after the bell. We had GameStop earnings yesterday. Ho hum.
Indeed, ho hum.
Yeah.
GameStop currently down 4.3. It's so rock solid right now. It's not moving.
Just like these equities. Any other markets really cooking right now? Take a look at the 10-year just for bleeps and giggles. Ooh,
Still 4.44, yeah.
4.4. We got Powell and the FOMC next week. Again.
Bitcoin just below 110,000 spot market.
Mhm. Dakota, let's how are you so far? Obviously, you're pretty few days into this new execution strategy method, if you will. Thoughts, anything you can gather from just your gut or your intuition, how it's going right now?
Yeah, so I think with anything sample size, right? The bigger the sample size, the more confident you are on the data. Right now, I have 2 days so far. This is the 4th session. I look at these as sessions because I do slow markets, I'll do fast markets. And yesterday I was on slow markets and fast markets. Today last night I was on slow markets. Today I'm on fast markets. So I'm looking at these as sessions, and let's see if we could pull up. Are we able to get my
Yep, I got you. 1 second here.
Sessions, okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. So let me pull up my statistics. These are the stats so far. So yesterday, 16 trades, and I've been watching them. I go through and I see the times that I've been trading. Is this a fast market? Was I trading this during the New York session?
Yeah.
And then again, was this trade during the slow market session, overnight session? How's all the trading's been? And it's been good. It's weird for me anyway. I mean, look at my risk reward. That's been going up.
Mhm.
So last night it was at like 0.35. It's went up with having a runner, having that third contract on, which is nice. The win trade percentage is going down a little bit, which is also nice to see based off of what I'm looking at. And yeah, small sample size, base hits, and I'm going to continue to trade this thing throughout the day. We'll see how it performs during this type of a market environment, during the afternoon, maybe power hour, again tonight during slow markets. And if everything still continues to perform as expected, then I'll probably switch to my live account and trade micros and see how it performs with micros in a live environment. And then next week, maybe Monday, Tuesday, I'll bump it up to regular minis.
All right, good stuff. 60.58. Are we going to go lower there? Thought we might have a chance.
Well, Ludnick's done talking as of 5 minutes ago.
Okay.
Did I backtest this at all? Yeah, I've traded this strategy before, and that's why I have the confidence to move it to a live account relatively quick. If I've never traded a strategy before, it's going to take longer than a couple weeks until I have that confidence, for sure.
Here we go. What was on here? 22,018. We were trading the 42, 22,042. We're down about 20 points off of that. These moves are muted. Ranges are getting tighter. Wedge formation, Dorito, if you will. 60.56 in the ES. Down about 4 or 5 points. On this 5-minute crude, taking a peek higher, about 17 cents off the highs there. Trading $66.47. Gold bottomed out at 33.45. Now we're trading 33.60.
As Dan pointed out, we're having trouble staying above that IB high.
Sure isn't looking
yes,
bad,
that would be 60, 62. 3/4 for those are truthers.
Just Euro close. About 3 minutes. I think on the I got that 10-year auction in about 90 minutes. U.S. federal budget balance, 1 p.m. Central. I've actually seen that number really move markets. Wait a minute, back in last year, that number would come in either higher or lower. Big misses. That number will get the markets moving. So we'll stay on alert for that. President is scheduled to speak at 3 p.m. Central, closing bell, and Oracle earnings after that.
Yeah, 10-year auction at noon.
Long.
You're in. All right, Dakota, getting aggressive with the dips.
Yeah, go ahead, Jack. This one, same thing. Long from 022, CYA 012, and looking for 5 points for a first take profit. ATR on the 5 minutes slowed down, so it's only at 27 points. We shall see. We'll see how this one plays out.
10-year auction at noon will likely be nothing. They tend to matter more when the yields are in the news. But I still think it's worth knowing that it's there at noon to at least move or adjust your orders, cancel them, because there could be some movement.
Let's do a quick crash course in auctions, bond auctions, treasury auctions. Jack, real quick, what is it the Treasury is offering?
We finance our debt by announcing auctions of different maturities, ranging from a few months to 30 years.
Mhm.
And then everybody puts in their bids. Some big banks have to. And then basically they allocate how much. They have a number that they're trying to sell. They allocate it, and whatever the high yield of the lowest accepted bidder is where that comes out, or is where they get it.
To entice bidding.
And
Yields
if
go
that's
up.
different, if that yield that goes to the auction is significantly different from where the market is trading at that moment, then that's when you see movement.
When the demand is less than expected, that's when people go, uh-oh.
Or more. Like, given how bullish this market is, a strong auction is going to be rocket fuel.
Rocket fuel for what? Upside for equities, correct? Is that how you would? Yeah, gotcha.
My first take profit was hit for 5 points.
Good. What'd you get into, Dakota?
I got it in at 022. My first take
22.
profit was hit at 027 for 5 points. And I might just close this one out. I might have made my first mistake. We'll see.
London close coming in a few seconds here.
Yes, it is. We got some more coming from Percent. Percent, yes. Okay. Said the T word. Percent saying if prices go up due to tariffs, it will be one time. Dakota, is that how it works with tariffs?
Why would it be one time?
Is that how it works?
No.
Okay.
Right.
Treasury Secretary.
I don't understand that.
Well,
saying it's like a one-time tariff or what?
The quote: if prices go up due to tariffs, it will be one time.
Maybe it's one of those things where he's just already assuming that in 3 months we're going to take the tariffs off.
Dakota, what do you do with the tariffs? All right. Are you flat, Dakota?
I'm not managing this trade. It's just I'm letting it play out. So go ahead, hit me.
So they pay it at customs, correct? They pay it at the border. That's how it works. It's the tax that is essentially paid right there on the spot.
Correct. Yeah, they pay it when it clears customs. Yes, and it doesn't have to be at the border. We have a customs in Utah here in Salt Lake.
Okay.
When it comes through
point
airport.
Of entry. Point of entry.
Yeah, port of entry. Correct.
Okay, it's paid there. How many times does the importer have to pay that for? Would you have to guess for it to be passed on to the consumer? Is it right away? Is it? How does that
It's built
work?
into the price. It's built into the price. Cost of goods. It's the cost of goods. For example, we'll do. I mean, it's not. Tariffs typically don't change. So when you are working with a supplier and they give you a quote, they say 32 cents per unit, and then you add the percentage on whatever the tariffs are, they build that into the cost that they're expecting. Then you have the landed price, right? Then the landed price, the price that it is to get to their warehouse, and then they have their retail price and wholesale price. But typically that's all calculated before the product even lands.
I was gonna say, is that forward looking then? All the prices, it's all so are we seeing it hit the shelves? I guess that's my question. Have you noticed an uptick? I wouldn't know one way or another. Are we starting to see
Some places, yeah, some places. What we seen here was everyone was rushing to get their products in before the tariffs actually came into effect, and a lot of uncertainty, but not as dramatic as what a lot of people think right now. Everyone that I talk to is concerned about the holidays. Like, they're looking Christmas, they're looking Black Friday. That's what everyone was worried about. Everything that was that far out. Usually it's like a 6 months to 12-month window when producing their product. And then the bigger issue, I think, was all their predictions, everything that they had, 50%, 10% makes a dramatic difference.
okay.
Did that answer your question?
It does. Yeah, it does. I guess I'll say it's when they pay their tax at point of entry. Are they we're gonna see it at the shelves on, I guess, on that shipping container. When that shipping container, they got to pay their tax. Whatever's in that shipping container, we see the prices hiked. Very elementary.
Correct.
Whatever's in the container,
I would
when it hits
say
the shelves, we'll see the price.
I would say it depends.
Yeah, I know it does.
I'll give you that answer, Andre.
No, it's true.
I think you heard it from MP yesterday that you where I kind of got to the point where he was importing juice, right?
Yeah.
And then I said, "Oh, do you pay tariffs? What happens if you did? Do you pass it on to the consumer?" And so based off the cost of goods, it's like the landed price for this cost of goods was, say, 35 cents, and I'm charging my client $3. And now if the next batch comes in and it comes in, say, 38 cents, I charge my client maybe $3 if I have a competitor that I want to make sure I'm staying competitive with, or I'll pass it through. Maybe I pass some of it through, but not all of it. I mean, it really is up to the business to decide how much they want to pass through, if any. And a lot of our clients well, no longer my clients, but they chose to pass not all of it through because they wanted to stay competitive in the marketplace.
I was just going to ask, if Target and Walmart are essentially importing the same thing and putting the same thing on their shelves, are they looking at one another, say who's going to hike prices more?
Yeah.
Essentially, they're paying the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. That's the margins shrink, profit margins shrink. And if you have a lot of competitors, of course you don't want to be the one bumping up your prices first or bumping up your prices. Like gas, right? You drive to the gas stations and you see gas is cheaper on this side of the road than it is that side. And then you see everyone's buying gas across the road, then the other gas station increases their prices.
Yeah.
It's an example. It's a price war, right?
Capitalism, competition. Good stuff, Dakota. We got about 20 minutes here in Fast Markets. So, hey, we got 4,100 people. We only got 700 likes. Come on. We got a Coach Dakota and Coach Jay's excellent invention takeover today. Click like, follow, subscribe. Jay, you got to say that. I don't know how many times you're going to have to say that today.
Click like, click subscribe. I mean, we don't have to say it if they just hit the like button, right? 2,000 likes, we probably don't say it again.
Nope. No,
we would appreciate that, everyone.
They'll feed us. They'll feed us then. All right. P&L's payouts. P&L's and payouts. We had a wild market yesterday. So let's get JD in here, the disembodied voice of JD. If you're good to go, I know we are. Come on in, JD.
Let's do it. Actually, we're going to do the big board. We'll do payouts and P&Ls in just a little bit. Excellent. So here's the big board. Top 25 live funded traders here at Top Step. Just a little shakeup in the top 5. Just a little shifting around, actually. KJ Futures still in the top spot. Had a nice trading day on Monday. Todd S. had a great day yesterday. Took home $15,206 trading the NASDAQ, and the Swiss franc popped up from 4th place into 2nd. Overtook SpyGig 1991. That's Lisa Y. She was on the show just yesterday. CFT 0718 and Coach DBA. That's Coach Dakota, who's on Fast Markets as we speak right now in 5th place. A couple of traders to note here. Down there in 13th place, Andrew S. took a $55,000 payout yesterday. Big shout out to Andrew S. Lying in his pocket with that hard-earned money from the real live markets. 14th place, Mark T. picked up $5,500 trading the NASDAQ yesterday. And then all the way down there in 25th place, Joshua M. took a $16,800 payout yesterday.
So nice job to all of these traders.
Yeah.
All right, get your cameras ready, take your screenshots. You know what to do. If you're going to post to social, please tag TopStep, hashtag TopStepTV. That's it. All right. We'll get payouts and P&Ls during the next segment.
Throughout the
Nicely done.
Stay tuned. We're this
Stay right here.
Right here on WSM TV. Jay, they're saying, Jay, you've been quiet.